Hello students, welcome to LJ Institute of Engineering and Technology. Here myself Mr. Jaiswal Kishan from Civil Engineering Department, and we are learning all about earthquake engineering. So now today's session we will be considering an example on mode shapes. So let's start. So here first of all mode shapes. So what is mode shapes? So in the previous session only we have learned about response spectrum. In that I have shown you this kind of figure. So what I have said that the building is converted into the lumped masses, and the effect whenever the vibration occur, the effect of the building will be noted, and the shape of the building in which it will deform, that is nothing but a kind of a mode shape. So what is mode shape? A mode shape is a deformation that the component would show when vibrating at a natural frequency. So as whenever the earthquake vibration strikes, then the building will try to deform, and the shapes of the each floor level will be different from each other, or say similar to each other. So there are different kinds in which the mode shape will happen. So look here, it's just a representation that this is the first mode shape, this is the second mode shape, and the third one will be like this. So this is a linear approximation of the first, second, and third mode shape. So these are the kind of mode shapes we will be finding out in the upcoming example. So the mode shapes can be find out with the help of natural frequency. So first of all, we will be finding out natural frequency with the help of this equation, in which k minus omega square m equals to 0. Here k is nothing but stiffness matrix, omega square is nothing but omega is my natural frequency, and m is a mass matrix. Let me show you how we will be doing it. So now this is an example. In this, calculate natural frequency and corresponding mode shapes for the system shown in figure. So here the figure is given. Normalize mode shapes so that mn equals to 1, also verify orthogonal condition. Now here the figure is given in which there are two story, or say two floors, and the floor 1 is considered as a m1, which is mass 1 is nothing but 23625 kg, and mass 2 is considered as 11475 kg. The particular stiffness of this vertical members, so at the bottom it is K1 is considered as given as 5526 kN per meter, and here the stiffness is given 7974 kN per meter. So stiffness is given, mass is given. Now let's see how to solve, because in the previous slide we have seen that mass matrix and stiffness matrix need to be formed. So with the help of that we can find out natural frequency. So now here the building has been converted into the lumped mass. Now how this lumped mass can be formed? So the previous examples of design philosophy, in that I have explained the half portion of this one will be shifted to this one, and half will be shifted to this one. Similarly, the load on this will be half of this story. So right now we are not going to in that much detail here. Directly the mass is given. So we have just converted into the M1 and M2. So what to note is natural frequency given and corresponding mode shapes. So these two things we have to find out. So natural frequency is my omega, corresponding mode shapes is that diagram, and for that diagram we need to find out the value, and how I will be showing you. Now also they have asked that normalize the mode shape so that mn equals to 1 and verify orthogonal condition. So in the upcoming slides we will be finding out all these four. Now here m1 is mass 1 23625 kg, m2 is mass 2, k1 is stiffness was given in kN per meter. I have converted into Newton per meter. Just applied multiply by 10^3. Now as per the equation we require mass matrix and stiffness matrix. So the mass matrix will be m equals to, there are two number of story, or say two mass, so it will be in 2 cross 2. So in the diagonally the mass will occur, like as here m1 and here m2, another two will be 0. So at the place of m1 our load, or say weight, is 23625 I have placed over here, and at the m2 place it is 11475 kg. So this is my mass matrix. Now we need to find out stiffness matrix. So stiffness matrix is nothing but it will be also of 2 cross 2. So K matrix is stiffness matrix equals to K1 plus K2, then minus K2 minus K2, and here it will be K2. So how to form a stiffness matrix? This will be, you will be learning in detail in the module number 2 of the earthquake engineering. Right now you just remember this stiffness matrix K equals to K1 plus K2. Here it is minus K2 and minus K2, and here it will be K2. So just place their respective value. So here it is 5526 plus 7974. It is nothing but 13,500, and K2 is 7974. So here and here it will be negative, and here it will be positive as per our matrix. Now we have found out the stiffness matrix and mass matrix. Now we will be finding out the natural frequency. So for the above mass matrix and stiffness matrix, eigenvalues and eigenvectors are worked out as follows. So this is my equation in which K is my stiffness matrix and M is my mass matrix. Omega is my natural frequency. So that is the only our unknown we need to find out. So non-trivial solution for this condition. Non-trivial in the sense non-zero. So here this is my K matrix, this is my omega, and this is my mass matrix. So this is my K value. Look over here, it has been given that K is nothing but 13500 multiplied by 10 raised to 3. So I have multiplied the entire matrix of stiffness into 10 raised to 3 over here, minus omega square into mass matrix as it is. Now for ease of solution, I have divided both sides with 10 raised to 6. So dividing the entire matrix both of by 10 raised to 6, I will be getting this as a 13.5, this as a minus 7.97, minus 7.97, 7.93. This will be 0.0236 and this will be 0.0115. So 1147 is round up to 115. Now by solving this, now how to solve that 13.5 minus omega square into this. So this multiplied by this should be deducted from this stiffness matrix. So 13.5 minus 0.0236 into omega square, and over here minus 7.97 minus omega square into 0. So minus 7.97 minus 0 into omega square. So this term will be 0. Similarly over here, and at last 7.97 minus omega square into 0.115. So after finding this, we will be solving it. So expanding this determinant, this multiplied by this minus this multiplied by this. So this term I have directly written over here, and similarly I have written over here. Now these two terms are 0. So ultimately 7.97 multiplied by 7.97 will be coming out to be 63.5. Minus minus plus. Now these two terms will be need to be multiplied. So 13.5 multiplied by 7.974. So it will be coming out 107.6. 13.5 multiplied by this, so I will be getting this. This multiplied by this, I will be getting this, and this multiplied by this, I will be getting 0.000271 omega raised to 4. Why omega raised to 4? Because here it is an omega square and here it is an omega square. So ultimately it is omega raised to 4, and this term is as it is. So now first placing it over here. So 0.000271 omega raised to 4. Then after algebraic sum of this, I will be getting minus 0.3433 omega square plus 107.6 minus 63.58. I will be getting 44.06. So now after getting this equation, we need to solve it. So solving the equation for second degree. So now this term you can directly solve into the calculator or by the help of formula. So now how will we be taking? Look, this omega raised to 4 need to take as an omega square raised to square. So we can write this term as, let me show you. This can be write as omega square raised to square, and this term will be omega square. So this has to be taken as x square and this will be taken as x. So consider this as an x square and this as an x. So after solving it into the calculator with the help of calculator, I will be getting directly value for omega 1 square. So it is coming out to be 1121.38, and omega 2 square, which is over there here, so it is coming out to be 144.9. So it's a value of square. So the root of it will be 33.49 radian per second. It is omega 1, and for omega 2, root of this is 12.04 radian per second. So these are my natural frequency, which is omega 1 and omega 2. So we have found out first the natural frequency. Let me erase this. The mode shapes associated with the lowest frequency is called as fundamental natural mode. So the mode shape which associated with the lower frequency is called as fundamental natural mode, and corresponding frequency is called as fundamental natural frequency. Now, after finding out natural frequency, we will be finding out its time period. So the formula for time period is nothing but 2 pi by omega. So for time period 1, it will be 2 pi by omega 1, and for time period 2, it will be 2 pi by omega 2. So I'll be getting my time period is 0.188 seconds and 0.522 seconds. This will be helpful in upcoming examples. So this detail of this use I will be showing in upcoming slides. Now each natural frequency omega I, say omega 1 or say omega 2, has corresponding eigenvector which is known as mode shapes. Now we will be finding out the mode shapes or say behavior or say deflection of our structure, which is denoted as by phi I. So this phi I can be found out by multiplying with this equation. Our old equation k minus omega square into m into phi. Now earlier we were having k and m value. Now we got the value of omega also. So with the help of this we can find out our mode shapes or say eigenvector phi. So this term I have already took from here directly in the next step. Look. And for mode shape 1, I will be using omega 1, and for mode shape 2, I will be using omega 2. So here my omega 1 value is, here it is being asked for omega square. So I will be using directly omega 1 square. So the value is 1121.32. Now this is my already used equation from the previous slide. So directly I will be placing the value of this omega 1 over here and multiplied by this. So I will be getting 26.49. Here the value is 0. Now here it will be 0.0115 multiplied by 1121.38. So I will be getting 12.87. And here it my phi matrix or say eigenvector. So for mode shape 1, the value will be phi 11 and phi 21. 1 and 1 here at 2 1. So effect on 1 due to mode shape 1, effect on 2 due to mode shape 1. So 2 is nothing but the second story or say second floor equals to 0 0. Now after deducting this, I will be getting minus 12.99, here minus 7.97, minus 7.97 as it is, here 7.97 minus 12.87, I will be getting minus 4.8. So now the multiplication of matrix, row multiplied by column. So minus 12.99 multiplied by 511 is over here, minus 7.97 multiplied by 521, so is over here. So I will be getting this is equation number 1. Similarly, if I multiply this row to this column, I will be getting this equation number 2. Now to find out our eigenvector, I have to assume any of the one value as a unit. So right now we are taking 511 as a unit. So whenever the first floor will be as a unit value, what will be the effect on second floor will be find out. So from equation 1, while placing 511 equals to 1, so it will be minus 12.99 minus 7.97 into 521 equals to 0. So this term will be taken out on the right hand side of the equals to. So I can directly find out the value of 521 as minus 1.6. So I have found out my first mode shape. Phi 1 equals to 1 equals to 1 and minus 1.6. Look what I supposed to explain. So this is my building. So this is its height. This is my floor 1 and this is my floor 2. So our first mode. In the first mode shapes, the first value 1 1 is considered to be 1, and due to which we have got that phi 21 will be minus 1.6. So whenever this will be 1, the second story will be minus 1.6. So this is my mode shape 1. Similarly, we will be finding out mode shape 2, but while placing omega 2 value as a 144.95. Same matrix, just the value of omega has been changed. Similarly, we can find out equation 1 and equation 2. Just a change is here phi 12 and phi 22. So 2 and 2 is effect on 2 due to mode shape 2 and effect on 1 due to mode shape 2. So here I have assumed phi 1 2 as a 1. So I have got the phi 2 2 value as 1.26 positive. So whenever this first floor is come at the unit value, then the second story will be at 1.26. So this was all our for the mode shape. So we have found out nature frequency, we have found out mode shapes. Now we will be normalizing our mode shapes. Before that, you look to this figure. So this is the mode shape 1 and this is my mode shape 2. So first the building will be like this, and then the second story will be coming out over here, and during the nature frequency they vary its position. Now here, for normalization of mode for Mn equals to 1. Now here, first of all, M1 equals to small m1, which is my mass at first floor, into phi 11, which I have recently found out, plus m2 into phi 21. Here it is phi 21. So m1 we are having 23625 and phi 11 is 1, plus m2 we are having 11475 kg into minus 1.6. The whole 1.63 is minus 1.6. It is rounded off. So after solving this, I will be getting m1 equals to this. Now in the question itself, it is given that take m1 is equals to 1, or say mn equals to 1. So taking m1 as a unity 1, the phi 1 will be divided by this value. So I will be getting the final, or say at the eigenvectors at the peak ground acceleration. So for that, phi 1 equals to 1.85 and minus 3.01 into 10 raised to minus 5. I have taken out as a common. So how this value has been came? Look, 1 divided by this, I will be getting 1.85 into 10 raised to minus 5, and minus 1.63 divided by this, I will be getting minus 3.01 into 10 raised to minus 1. Similarly, the same process we will be doing for M2. So for that, the equation will be changed. Now here we will be using this two value. So 1 square and here it is round off to 1.3. So I will be getting 41,945.54. So this is my value. Now take M2 as a unity and we will be getting phi 2 value. So the final phi 2 value is 2.39 into 10 raised to minus 5 and 3.01 into 10 raised to minus 5. So these are my normalized mode shape. Next is to verify the orthogonal condition. So for mode shape 1 and mode shape 2, we can find out with the identity matrix. So it is phi 1 transpose of phi 1 multiplied by mass into phi 2 equals to 0. So condition for orthogonal. So this is an equation to find out the verification of the orthogonal condition. So left hand side equals to 1 and minus 1.6. So it's a transpose of this phi 1 multiplied by this is my mass matrix. This is my mass values multiplied by phi 2 as it is. So I have placed it as it is. Now row multiplied by column and row multiplied by column. I will be getting this value. Then row into column. So I will be getting nearly 0.183. So it should be nearly around of to 0. Then our orthogonal condition is being checked. So this is a verification of orthogonal condition.